I would like to start the session with some questions. So do we have a mic in the audience? Do we have a mic? Okay. So I want to ask few questions which I have been asking for last 15 years to all the academicians, students, almost everyone. And the same questions I am going to ask you. What is dalda? What is dalda? Yeah, okay, I will request the speakers not to speak, let the audience speak. What is dalda? Yes? Yes, ma'am, please. Vanaspati ghee. Okay, right. Dalda is vanaspati ghee. What is Pentium? I think we all are computer savvy. Processor. Yes. What is tempo? I'm not talking about the musical tempo.
It's a company, Bajaj company.
Sorry?
Bajaj company.
It's a Bajaj company, okay. It's a vehicle.
Vehicle.
Okay. What is Xerox?
It's a photocopy machine from Japan. And
Sorry?
brand name.
Good. Now, if you see all these four names which I have taken, Dalda is the brand name of Hindustan Lever. Pentium is a brand name of Intel. Tempo is a vehicle company, collaboration with Bajaj. And Xerox is the name of a company. But still, in the Supreme Court, in the high courts, in the universities, in the markets, at every corner we have Xerox 50 paisa. And that's a strong evidence, a strong proof that still after 70 years of independence, we are still slave. 70 साल पहले हम गुलाम थे एक कंपनी के, आज हम गुलाम हैं अनेक कंपनियों के. So still in this today's life, right from law, education, medical, everywhere the market has taken over our minds. So, एक देश में, एक भारत देश में जहाँ डाइवर्सिटी, इतनी डाइवर्सिटी, हर 20 किलोमीटर्स आप ट्रैवल करेंगे तो आपको भाषा, वेशभूषा, खाना, हर चीज में डाइवर्सिटी है. एक ऐसे देश में जहाँ लोग जिनको हम अनएजुकेटेड कहते हैं, क्या कहते हैं, असभ्य कहते हैं, जो गांव के आदिवासी है, आदिवासी यानी द वन हु आर द ओरिजिनल रेसिडेंट ऑफ द विलेज, एक ऐसे लोग जो बालों से तांबा बनाते थे, जो नमक से पारा बनाते थे और गजब के आर्किटेक्चर्स करते थे. द प्लेस वेयर आई स्टे इन धामापुर राइट नाउ, we have a very beautiful lake, and that lake was built some 500 years ago by the villagers and by the all community of the villages. And those villagers designed the whole entire talab so that the coming 10 and 20 generations, not only of human beings but animals, birds, everyone will get plenty of water. And what have we done today? The policy of the government, they have built a pipeline, and the water is pumped to 20 kilometers to the city. You know what is happening in Delhi and Bombay? Bombay, I know about Bombay, I'm not sure, I'm aware about the Delhi, but in Bombay, water is pumped from 60 kilometers from the tribal village and supplied to Bombay, and the leakages, if you calculate, is equal to 2 dams. And what are we doing on the name of education? I'm sorry, the international education, what we call today. We have beautiful swimming pools, and the boy is not aware where the water is coming from. And that's what we call modern education. To start with, I would like to share my experiments in last 15 years, what I have been doing in the village. In 2007, we migrated to this ancestors village of mine to start a community of students, and where we also became a student, because I come from a background of a cosmopolitan family. And so we started this experiment in 2007 because I wanted my daughter to bring her to the truth of life. When I realized that what kind of education am I going to give to my child, what kind of development she is going to see in her life, is that going to be the same what you and me have been looking in our past, what we have been taught by our teachers, our parents, our community? And so we migrated to this small ancient village where we started this program called School Without Walls. Now it is known as University of Life. This house which you see is a 80 years old abandoned house. Nobody lived in this house for 80 years. My great-grandfather migrated from this village to the city. He was a professor. So nobody lived in this house. So when we entered this house, there were a lot of bats. There were a lot of snakes, scorpion, a lot of wild things. And this all problems, all the challenges became our syllabus. We use this word called syllabus. So the syllabus was our problems, and still we don't have any written syllabus. The problems become our syllabus. So this was the old house. There was no electricity, there was no water connection. So then how to, from where we will get the guidance, like electricity, you just can't have this error and trial business. So we invited, we called the local village electrician, the local mason, and they became our mentor. We told them that we will give you a cup of tea. You tell us how to do things. You guide us. So the electrician taught us how to do the electric wiring. The plumber, the mason taught us how to do the construction. And that's how the learning started in this 80 years old house. And then normally, we build a school, then we have this inauguration. In हमारे साथ उल्टा हुआ. हमारे यहाँ कार्यक्रम पहले शुरुआत हुआ और करीबन 6 महीने बाद इनॉग्रेशन हुआ और वो बच्चों ने किया. You see this mason from the village, then the children are building a toilet for the village school, that is a community service part. So anything, the pump, the water pump was not working, if the two-wheeler is not working, everything became part of learning. And the teachers were so-called unqualified, so-called असभ्य लोग, जिसको हम uneducated मानते हैं, वो हमारे teachers बने और mentors बने. So many things came out of this. See, today when we call about education, most of us are totally focused on children. Education, children, education, children. Think calmly and decide whether is education only for the children. Like Sri Aurobindo said, you see, education is like this tripod. One leg is the children, the other leg is the community or the parents, and the third leg is the teacher, is the guru, who imparts knowledge. Now, what is happening with today's education is that it's all information based. It is not knowledge based. And then what is knowledge? Knowledge is something which you can do by your hand. There should be doing. Unfortunately, today, teachers cannot do anything except for writing on the blackboards and just teaching. There is no learning for the teachers. A teacher should be a good carpenter. A teacher should be a good in painting. A teacher should be able to do some sculpture. But we have framed the education in subjects, this is science, this is mathematics, this is geography. 9 o'clock, finish, close the books, start geography, switch mind to geography. And that teacher is teaching for the whole year, and the entire lifespan he spends on that curriculum. We are not going beyond that. In our case, if you see in last 15 years, there are many innovations. Unfortunately, I cannot show you in this short span, but this is a solar dehydrator made from the waste. We stay in a tropical area where we have fruits which comes only in some few seasons. So our children made a dehydrator where only the water is removed from the fruits, rest, the nutrition and the taste is remained in that, and then you make various products. One beautiful product they made from cashew apple. If I think anyone from Konkan will know what is cashew apple. There is a nut and there is an apple. Now this apple is very nutritious. It has got 80% calcium and vitamin C. So, but there is an astringent chemical in the fruit. So, you know, गले में थोड़ी खराश हो जाती है तो खाते नहीं है. So our children did some research and found that there is a ancient method of removing this astringent in the African tribal community. They removed the astringent and they dehydrated the apple in a solar dehydrator, which they had done, and they made amazing product from the cashew apple. They made jams, they made candies, and they got award in Goa International Festival. I'll come to that point. And then one of our children say that let's change the syllabus, you know, LKG, senior KG make sentence, eat apple a day keeps doctor away. Now that sentence is not applicable in Konkan. It can be in Himachal Pradesh, but not in Konkan. So we have to say that eat cashew apple a day keeps doctor away. So that's localization. Okay. So this board, sign board was installed in University of Life after 1 year. लेकिन स्कूल और कॉलेजेस में ऐसा नहीं होता है. दुकान शुरू हुई, बोर्ड बनाया, बैनर बनाया. यहाँ पे उल्टा हुआ. 1 साल बाद, because the children wanted to learn and design their own banner, they fabricated their own banner, and this is how they made a beautiful. At one side there is Marathi and the other side there is English. All the village artisans, you can see the lady making the basket, bamboo basket. Children went to the farmers. They also learned how to measure the weight of the cow with a very simple mathematical formula. If any teachers are here, you know we have the formula of measuring the cylinder. So the cow is a cylindrical shape. You can, with the mathematical formula, you can find the weight of the cow. Now again I will come to another part, because nowadays we talk much about non-formal education. But again we have to introspect that is education only about giving skills? Is it only about learning skills and making things and earning money? Are we not becoming insensitive? There are senses involved in education. As Gandhiji said, the marriage of head, heart and hand. Head is the mind. So when we saw this picture, is a village in somewhere in Kerala, the children were very fascinated, and they say that we will have a cow and we will have a native cow. And that native cow, children again went in the various old scriptures, and they found that the native cow body is structured in such a way that there is a medicinal property in the cow dung, cow urine and even the milk. The native cow give less milk, but it is more medicinal. Now please don't put any colors to what I am saying. I hope you are understanding. And so all the students, they brought an ancient cow. This is Gir cow from Gujarat. It's a very ancient cow. There is a reference in Krishna's life story also about Gir, and they brought this cow. And because nowadays we have this genetically modified things happening, this Gir was in a threat, you know, and so they brought this cow at a very throwaway price from the farmer, because the cow was not giving milk, hardly 200 ml milk, and the cow was very violent when they brought the cow, very violent. So here again the students did, they went to the old people, they found out how to handle the cow. They did research on various herbs around the campus, and this is how they handled this cow. And then after 1 year, this Padma, her name was Padma, they named the cow Padma, and then her baby was born, Surbhi was born. And the delivery was also done by the students. I mean, they don't have to do anything actually, but they didn't call any doctor. They did all the study that what if there is any complications in the this thing, delivery time. If in emergency, who is the doctor available nearby village and who has got the ancient knowledge. So they did all this, and this baby was born, and the cow started giving 8 liters of milk. Now, you see, when the cow started giving 8 liters of milk, here again, प्रलोभन, हाँ, ये लोभ बड़ी बेकार चीज है. 8 liters दूध करे तो क्या करे, बिजनेस करे, चलो बेचते हैं. No, they gave 80% of the milk to the cow. 20% was only their part. Out of 20%, 5% was used for daily consumption. 15% they made a beautiful medicine from the cow's milk. That is called takrasav. If anybody is from Sanskrit background, maybe sir can know. Takrasav is the recipe some 1,000 years ago. It's there in our scriptures. So here is a marriage of hand, heart and mind, where children are not just focused on doing businesses. Okay, business, yes, is some part, but there is a heart involved in that, there is a hand involved in that. They went to Gadchiroli, it's a tribal area, and they brought this lauki. This is a lauki. What you see, the lauki, the long one, this is a different lauki. And they made many seeds and they gave it to the farmers. We also work with the farmers, decentralizing the technology. Now, one fine day they found that there was lot of production of lauki. तो अभी ये लौकी का करना क्या है? So this one of this boy, he dried the lauki, and you see what he has done. And then he sold this one lamp for 5,000 rupees in Cuff Parade, one of the poshest area of Bombay. Okay, it's like a Robin Hood, no? Okay, you see the lamp, beautiful lamps. Now you see, then they saw this broken chair, plastic broken chair. क्या करे अभी इसका? फेंकेंगे तो garbage बढ़ेगा. Plastic takes lot of years, to degrade. So they found out this technology of ferrocement, and they made a beautiful ferrocement chair. And they told the Rotary Club that you are making these benches, cement benches. We will provide you this chair to 200 rupees, just 200 rupees, with the broken plastic chair. They also made toilets. All the toilets in our campus is made by students using local material and ferrocement. All the toilets are connected to the biogas. We don't have LPG. Our kitchens are LPG free. We use various energy sources around our place to create a methane gas or energy from the wood. This is a pumping device made from, it is a no cost pumping device, all made from the scrap. Then you see this boy, I want to consider this boy as a case study. This boy came to, he joined our community 3 years back. He came from an orphan center, and his teacher told his guardians that he is mentally challenged, so you please put him in a mentally challenged school. So the guardians, they admitted him and his friend Krishna. I will come to that slide later. And they studied in a mentally challenged school for 1 year. Then the teacher in the mentally challenged school said that he is not mentally challenged, he is dyslexic. So please put him to some vocational course. So they somehow went around, nobody was ready to take them, and finally landed up in a community of University of Life. And you see that this boy who was tagged as mentally challenged made a beautiful smokeless chula. He has done a beautiful design. If you see, he has the steam which passes out from the chula. he has used that steam as that smoke as an energy to cook chapatis. You see the design. So you see the design of this chula. Then there was a problem for our cows for green fodder, green grass. He made this again no cost fodder system using waste CD as a fan, okay, and the motor he used all the scrap things and he made this green fodder small unit to grow the green grass for the cows. He is now more interested in alternative engineering. He is making wonderful mud houses, wonderful architects. He's learning all that, and he has decided that he will not use cement now anymore. He will work more on mud and design, which used to be in our ancient times. So, this campus, this community of learners is not for the people who wants to earn money, who wants to join some kind of a jobs. Okay, this community is here to remove the fear out of you, remove the fear of market. अरे ये शेयर डाउन हो जाएगा तो मेरा क्या होगा, अरे ये कंपनी बंद हो जाएगा तो क्या होगा, ये ऐसा होगा तो क्या होगा. To remove the fear, these students are fit anywhere. They go everywhere. You just now saw they went on a show of BBC on Star Plus with Mr. Bachchan, and they were as comfortable and they decided that no more shows anymore. We don't want to go for these shows because a lot of waste of energy, resources, and then the two of the students said a very wonderful thing that Sachin भैया यहाँ प्रलोभन काफी है, because अमिताभ बच्चन जी के बाद मिलने के बाद जब वो वापस आए तो 2 दिन वो अमिताभ बच्चन जी की हवा दिमाग में थी. And you see the introspection, because even I learned from them कि वो शो के आने के बाद क्या हुआ हमारे एटीट्यूड में, हमारे बॉडी लैंग्वेज में क्या बदलाव हुआ. And they decided that no more shows hereafter. And you see that the same boy, I am very proud of this boy, that this same boy who was removed from the school as a mentally challenged is now invited by various schools to guide the students on various models on science. Here's another example of Mohammed Sheikh. He is guiding teachers in formal schools to run how you can replicate or take this kind of model in your school. So Mohammed is giving presentation, and today Mohammed is also trustee of University of Life. Is another thing which we recently started, and it's India's first innovation which is not patented. Okay, you all know what is vermicompost. We make compost from earthworms, but when it comes to maintaining the earthworms, it is very complex. So what we found that there are fungus, there are good fungus also and there are bad fungus also. So if we identify the good fungus in the forest, it is very good for composting, it is very good for the soil. So we started this fungus unit with the help of one of the botanists in Pune. We started this fungus unit where the children develop fungus in-house. Now if you are not aware about the agriculture thing, to have this technology, you need to have a 2 crore setup. 2 crore setup. This setup is only 6,000 rupees. You see how the industry plays with our mind, This is only 6,000 rupees setup, and the fungus is done in-house, and the technology is decentralized with the farmers with no cost. Children sell their product in city, but with the farmers, they don't sell. They decentralize it with no cost. You see, they made these wonderful blocks of the fungus, and the size of the vermicompost, huge size of the vermicompost for the transport, for the application, was reduced to this. So here is also, you can see the packaging sense. This consignment was going to Goa, to the nurseries for the city farmers. And this is how they compress the entire bulky compost with the fungus compost in a small box. Here there is another student making bio-coal. We have lot of biomass. पतझड़ बोलते हैं ना, पतझड़, सूखे पत्ते. वो सूखे पत्ते से बायो-कोल बनाना, कोयला, और उस कोयले से खाना बनाना. They make food with the help of this bio-coal. We have a food waste biogas. You put all the food waste and the waste of vegetables and you cook your food with this food waste biogas. Is it? And this is the biogas with cow dung and human excreta. I was giving a session in Bombay and I was asking a lot of people, do you know where your water is coming from and do you know where your shit is going? And the children says that water comes from the tap and shit goes in the toilet. That's it. And where the milk is coming from? It is coming from Bhaiya. So that's the city. The city is a place of exploitation which we have created with the wrong policies, with the wrong notions. And now we have to look, introspect that what kind of generations and generations we are going to develop. The generations of exploitations or what? And for that, school education is very important to do this introspection. You see, this campus is entirely LPG free. There is no gas coming in and all the waste is reused. We have lost the aesthetic. I remember my days in the Adivasi community when I was in Madhya Pradesh. I saw that all the Adivasis, they don't have a lock in their house. They don't have lock. And such a beautiful house with cow dung and all the grass, beautiful aesthetic sense. We have lost the aesthetic sense with this modernized mind. We have marble floorings, we have ACs, we have cushion chairs. But if you go to the remote villages and you will see with the nature how these Adivasis mind are there and how the children learn in this cognitive place. In the city we have lost this. So when we went to the beach, we had this small hands-on, they made these cones and the concept was that this is in Goa. So opposite Goa in the ocean, the pyramids have flown to Goa. Okay, and because of the global warming, there is a fire down under the pyramid, and this is what they made. It's a beautiful installation. I was talking to you about Vishwas, the boy who was tagged as mentally challenged. There is another boy called Krishna. He was also tagged as mentally challenged. And when he came to our place, for 1 year we observed him. And we found that his sense of the taste, that is the tongue, is very strong. There is an ancient story that when the rishis used to be in the Gurukula, they used to observe that which sense of the child is strong. And I think, if I am not wrong, Tansen, तो गुरु ने ये देखा कि जब वो माँ, जब वो गुरु की पत्नी जब वो परोस रही थी तो उसके चेहरे का दुख वो ऑब्जर्व नहीं कर पाया. उसकी जो टंग है वो उस खाने को चख नहीं पाई, लेकिन स्मेल उसकी बहुत स्ट्रांग है तो सेंसेस से उसकी एजुकेशन शुरू की. तो वो बात हमने कृष्णा के साथ ट्राई की. एंड नाउ टुडे कृष्णा इज अ वंडरफुल शेफ and he has developed n number of traditional recipes. One of them is in front of you. आप सभी लोग जानते हैं, there is a ये flower है, गुड़हल कहते हैं शायद हिंदी में, red hibiscus, and he has developed this syrup from the red hibiscus and he is winning 4 consecutive prizes in Goa for the syrup. We are more inspired by the vision of Swaraj. Swa means mind, Raj means rule. And we want to create 100% sustainable Swaraj in our campus. So this year onwards, we started making soaps, natural soaps. Because in Konkan, we have a lot of seeds, and the seeds has got butter, which again, unfortunately, is taken away by the big multinationals. So we are making these soaps from this year and teaching all the villagers how to make soaps. You see, there is a wrong conception that India was a farming country. Is that so, right? हम लोग सब लोग जानते हैं कि जो भारत है ये कृषि प्रधान देश था, यही हमको पढ़ाया गया है. But that's a wrong concept. India was an industrial country. और हर घर में, हर परिवार, हर व्यक्ति एक इंडस्ट्री था. I know in my childhood when I used to stay in the suburbs of Bombay, कलाई वाला आते थे. वो कलाई वाले की इंडस्ट्री बगल में लेके चलते थे. वो ऐसी इंडस्ट्री थी. पॉटर्स की इंडस्ट्री, उसका पहिया है, लेके घूम के चले गए कहीं भी. तो ये ऐसी इंडस्ट्री थी जो सबको मिलके, सबको लेके चलती थी. आई हैव ऑल्सो सीन सम विलेजेस जहां पे जब कोई व्यक्ति गांव का मरता है तो उसके लिए जो वो ले जाते हैं ना उसको, हाँ, अर्थी, तो वो अर्थी का बांबू जो है वो किसान लेके आता है. वो मटका लगता है वो कुम्हार लेके आता है. उसके ऊपर जो कपड़ा डाला जाता है वो एक वीवर लेके आता है और उसके कोई पैसे नहीं लगते. इन एंशिएंट इंडिया इट इज, वी हैव बीन सीइंग दैट दूध कभी बेचा नहीं गया. हम कृष्णा की स्टोरी जानते हैं. कृष्णा मटकियां फोड़ता था. I spoke to one of my inspiration, Ravindra Sharma ji, and he told me what was the concept behind that. और हमारे दिमाग में यही था कि ये पागल है क्या, ये मटकियां क्यों फोड़ता है लड़कियों के, ये लड़कियां जो मटकियां लेके जाती है क्यों कृष्णा फोड़ता है. सो कृष्णा एज अ किंग, उसने 3 प्रिंसिपल्स रखे थे. दूध गांव के बाहर नहीं जाएगा, दूध गांव में ही रहेगा, वाटर का कंजर्वेशन होगा और पहाड़ का कंजर्वेशन होगा. और आपने देखा होगा कि जो गौलन जो दूध लेके गांव के बाहर जाती थी उनकी मटकियां फोड़ी जाती थी. जो कालिया की स्टोरी है, तो वो कालिया कोई बंदा होगा जो आज हम जो फैक्ट्रीज देखते हैं जो रिवर पोल्यूशन करती है, वैसा ही वो कोई कालिया होगा और उसको मारने की बात कही गई है. फिर वो गोवर्धन पर्वत की बात कह रही है, जो आज की तारीख में जो पहाड़ काट के जो इमारतें खड़ी की जा रही है, तो वो गोवर्धन पर्वत की बात कह रहे, जो इस पे करंगली पे उसने उठाने की बात कही है. So basically, you see, we have to do the research on these old scriptures and old wisdom. Now I am coming to this part called wisdom. I told you that ours is a information education, informative education. आप कोई चीज करने जाते हैं तो वो नॉलेज हो जाती है, और उस नॉलेज को कैसे कितना इस्तेमाल करना है वो विजडम कहलाता है. मेरे पास ज्ञान है इसलिए मैंने एटम का एटम बॉम्ब बनाया, और फिर जब सूझ आई तो मैंने नोबल फाउंडेशन बनाया. हाँ, तो ये विजडम वाली बात है. तो ये विजडम हुआ करता था पहले के ट्रेडिशन में कि आपके पास ढेर सारा नॉलेज है, लेकिन उसको कितना, कैसे, कब इस्तेमाल करना. So that's how we are more focused on all these principles. You see, Krishna has done lot of innovations. वो अपनी खुद की फैक्ट्री शुरू कर सकता है, but he is giving training to all the village women on how to make these jams and marmels and syrups. You know, he's decentralizing it. वो खुद भी कर रहा है और डिसेंट्रलाइज भी कर रहा है. कोई पेटेंट नहीं है उसका, ना हमने यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ लाइफ का कोई पेटेंट रखा है. Now I am coming to the last part of the community service, what we do. It's not only technical part, it is also the social part where we work on. Few years back, we came across a problem, a legal problem, and we started doing study on the law. And 2 students join us to become a social lawyer. You know, it is a very pity thing that today we have to say social lawyer. Lawyer has to be social. Doctor has to be social, but we have to say social lawyer. And then we started coming up with various corruption issues. But we didn't do any agitations or kind of a dharna and all. We started doing research on law. One of the things what we did many things, but I will just explain you one thing. In our place, there is a Mohotsav, a festival which the government organizes every year. And government spends 2 crores, 1 crore to 2 crores on every festival. And what is the output? Nothing. They sell Pepsi, they sell Coke, they sell chocolates, and they sell some kokum sharbat, and you will find kokum sharbat in all the 2,000 stalls. The government gives money to the villagers to come, to stay, to have food, everything, and the stalls are given free. So the group of students said that we will organize a festival, and we requested the Municipal Corporation of Sawantwadi that give us one chance to organize a festival, and in that festival we will start giving trainings before the festival. 3 months before the festival we will start giving trainings. And in the earlier slide which you saw, that Krishna started and our team went to the villages and gave training to the farmers on neglected fruits and flowers. How to make products from neglected fruits and flowers. No mangoes. Because when you say Konkan, the first thing comes is mango. The festival was organized by involvement of the community. Students created a forum called Conscious Citizen of Konkan, where there were eminent lawyers, doctors, and the entire process was done through. I was just discussing with a sir who has come from France that we always in English say self-confidence, self-confidence. So what is this self-confidence? Is it really a self-confidence, or is it an ego in different packaging? So here you see the example that is called Atma Vishwas, where the children went in the community and brought the community together and organized the festival in the budget of 2 lakhs rupees, where there is 1 crore and 2 crores where the government is spending. Children organized with 2 lakh rupees. With the entire festival, there were all neglected fruits and flowers product, and the sales of the farmers was 5 to 6 lakh rupees. And all the politicians there were really amazed. They said, wonderful. Right now the second festival is going on when I am talking to you. The second festival is going on in Sawantwadi, and in the entire festival you will not see a single banner of University of Life. The people of Sawantwadi and the Konkan were asking questions that who is organizing this? Who is organizing this? There is no name, there is no fame. And there is no VIP culture. Last year, children were thinking on how to inaugurate the festival. So they went to the valley, there is a Sahyadri valley, and they brought the tribal students, the tribal children, and the tribal children did the inauguration of the festival.
Great.
So that's how, yeah. So just one sec.
Yes.
So I'm now showing you a small
Yes.
clip on the festival.
Out of a population of 1.2 billion, a staggering 400 million Indians are migrants who have moved from one part of the country to another to find work. That has major implications for local economies and society at large.
Just for the sake of bread and butter, nobody should migrate from their roots. And when will the child stay in the villages? When the child has got that wisdom, that knowledge of creating self-employment.
That conviction led Sachin Desai to set up the Siamantak School in 2007 in his ancestral village in Maharashtra on the west coast of India.
We thought of starting a community of students where children will stay together, work on different problems, on different aspects, whether it is an engineering aspect or agriculture or social aspect. And this will bring education to the real life context.
Not bound by a fixed curriculum, students here work on a wide variety of projects. Some learn about marketing local food products. Others work on the farm, eco-construction and engineering. There's a practical approach to all subjects.
This is a great school and we get to work on a wide range of subjects, unlike other schools.
Sometimes I go in engineering or sometimes I help in farming also.
Here I feel such a connection with the way we learn. I actually began to like studying. Before, studying felt boring.
In our 8-year journey, we have seen that having this approach of problem solving, they have created n number of innovations here. And all these innovations are then transferred to the villages. So there is a development through education and education through developmental work.
Everyday problems are seen as an opportunity for innovative solutions. For example, these students have developed low-cost but highly potent biomass briquettes to replace factory-made fertilizers and compost. Their work is supervised by a botanist.
This type of process should be done by the universities or should be done by the research institutes which are funded heavily by the government and other institutes.
Tomorrow we don't know what we are going to learn. So there are no walls. And so this concept came, this is a school without walls.